Hi guys, how are you guys doing? And it's as usual quite a unique time for me to record the podcast. But what truly matters is the fact that I have made it yet again, and I'm super thrilled, super inspired, and super happy that I'll be hitting my 24th podcast. I've just finished my morning prayers, and I cannot explain how beautiful, how grateful, and how happy prayers make me feel. And I feel the essence of this existence, and one of the greatest privileges to be a human being is to be able to pray. I had a lot of preconceived notions around prayers in my early days, because I used to associate weak behavior and begging and asking and being delusional with prayers, because that's what I used to see around in my environment while growing up. But the real essence and the real meaning of prayers I realized way later, and it happened to me very mystically and magically. Prayer is it's not some sort of a magical otherworldly kind of a thing. Prayer is a very real, very practical, uh, very logical, I would say, logical thing to do. Um, it's as logical and as real and clear the way we lift weights, we go to the gym, and then we know what will be the outcome of that if we are well rested, if we have eaten enough protein and everything. So after lifting weights, that will lead us towards having few gains, few muscle gains. We'll feel an increased sense of strength. So that's how logical prayers are, and it's so strange and so funny that there is no clear format, or there is no clear education around something so profound and something so important for humanity. It's not even a subject. Nobody teaches these things in the school, and that's quite funny, man. And now I've started sweating, man. And one of the guys, commented about Yuvraj bhai pankha laga lo. I'm like, ब्रो मैं पंखा तो चला भी लूँ, पंखा पंखा इसलिए नहीं चला रहा हूँ क्योंकि इससे मैं शायद I will be audible, but I won't be deeply satisfied with what I'm trying to create, and it really matters to me how I do things, and that's how I am. And so it's only I just have to bear this discomfort for like 25-30 minutes, man. That is bare minimum one can do. And this is also a sign, my commitment to myself, that I always welcome uncomfortable feelings, and even though I might suffer, I can also complain and crib sometimes, but deep down my heart knows that if it's making me feel uncomfortable, if it's challenging me, if it's shaking me, then this is where my growth lies, and this is where I need to exert myself, and this is where I need to dig deeper, and this is where I need to show up. So yeah, that's about it, man. It's like a small practice that I do for myself, and I've had a quite eventful week. That's how my weeks usually are. On the surface, my weeks look like nothing is really happening, but deep within, there's a lot of things I'm experiencing and going through. Like I have this weird sort of confusion going on where I'm this close uh, from taking a new membership in a new gym. Now that gym is pretty fancy. It has all the cool things, and but the thing is, intuitively, I'm little confused. Like cause I've trained myself to train in simple environment, alone in solitude, having not many people around, and this is how I am today, and this is what I like to do and like to train in. But now this possibility of this new gym is making me confused that do I really want to train in that environment around so many people with the flux of so many energies. But the thing is that the moment I get into these thoughts and everything, I immediately snap out. I realize I'm operating from my limited understanding, and I immediately sit and pray, and then everything makes sense. And then I stop strategizing. And yesterday, randomly, I got this weird sort of a thought where I thought, ki, what if I start creating one podcast a week and not two? Because usually I make two podcasts, one on Wednesday and one on Saturdays, and so I barely get any time in between. So I thought, like, what if I start making one podcast in a week? Either it can be on a Saturday or on a Wednesday, and then I'll have an entire week to work upon my podcast and to make it smooth and nice and work around it and edit it at the best level and to do justice to it. Then I immediately snapped out of this trail of thoughts, because I realized this is another way of devil getting to me. Because when we start analyzing and strategizing too much, when we start fidgeting with the recipe and the flow of things, the organic and authentic flow of stuff, when we start meddling with matters, that's when it's a sign that it will be a disaster. So I immediately step back, and I realize that I might be getting in the way of my own growth, and because I have a really very good momentum going on, and I want to see how far this thing can take me. Yes, of course, there will be a point where I would switch to one podcast a week, and I'll dedicate an entire week of working upon the caption, the crisp editing, and a lot of inculcating a lot of interesting things and styles of shooting methods within my 1 hour or maybe an hour and a half or maybe 45 minutes long podcast. That's my intention moving forward. But the thing is, then what I really have realized that I can't give up on the momentum that is going on right now, and the momentum of podcast and the way things are moving for me, and that is the greatest blessing, and I can't meddle with them. And a lot of people feel that two podcasts can be challenging, but it is yes, it is very challenging. But the thing is, when you have the momentum going on, then things don't seem as challenging as they actually are. Or maybe they might be challenging for the other people who are not in the momentum of their own things, and then they see you doing it, then they wonder, oh my god, it must be challenging. But the crazy and the great thing about momentum is that you will be doing superhuman things, and other people will think, how is he doing those things? But the fact is, uh, more than you doing those things is the momentum that makes things happen. That's why we need to recognize and respect the power of momentum, and we also need to understand how to harness it, how to create it, how to create causes in the beginning to kind of start that domino effect, whatever. And that's where the profound understanding of certain matters comes into the picture. um, Momentum is one of those things. And for example, if you want to create a momentum about something, and for example about your fitness, maybe your training and everything, so you need to be prepared that initial days will be super 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 hard, because it's almost like bringing out a wheel from quicksand or from muddy waters. It's like you are trying so hard, but wheel is not moving that much. But you need to do that so that you bring the wheel to on a better surface, on a smoother surface, so that a small push is enough for it to roll further and further. So that's why it's very important, and this analogy, whatever, this way of thinking really helps. And you'll be laughed upon, people will make your days difficult, they'll act extra difficult, and they'll mock, and they might pass comments, they'll do anything, all sort of things, they'll basically try to discourage you. But the truth is, they're not discouraging you, the life is testing you through them, that how badly do you want it. And it's a test, and you really need to pass it, man. You can't fail it, you can't justify because so and so people did this, and that is why I could not do a certain thing in my life. That was a test, man, which you failed at, and you were supposed to triumph over it, and now you're just making, like, you're just creating a convincing story where it makes sense to you why you failed and why you could not do something. The truth is, life only wants you to win, and sometimes it, not sometimes, on most occasion, it will throw these curve balls at you, because it wants you to deal with them so that you realize the worth of whatever you're trying to achieve. And that's why, if you could get anything and everything very easily, then you would lose the you will miss the point, you will miss the lesson that is concealed within those challenges and within that journey that you take. That's why people say that it's only the journey that matters, not the destination, because the real deal is only the journey. Like, you and I are, we might watch this podcast at some point. Right now I'm just recording, it's not even edited, so I'm in the journey, and this is the main thing. So the thing, on a profound level, journey and destination are the same thing, they are not two separate things. And when we realize this, we understand the significance and the importance of every moment, because every moment is a defining moment, and you need to give your all in your so-called journey, because that journey is a destination. So you have to show up with everything that you have. Now this is also very subjective. You might think, yeah, right, yesterday I did great, today I'm not able to do great. When I say you have to show up with everything that you have, does not mean you have to hit your PR, then you have to be the best at your workplace, and you have to be the legend in everything. Giving your all means that today, this is my all that I can give. The levels of energies with which I'm operating, the influence that I have of the external stimulus and everything, the situations, despite and in spite of that, if I'm able to create and do something and take an action towards what I'm really trying to build, then that is the best I could do today. So you need to really stay away from comparisons of, even the comparison from the moment that is just gone. So forget about the comparison with yesterday or a week ago or a month ago. So this comparison is another sort of quicksand, and so you can't compare yourself with what you did yesterday. You really have to do your best today. And uh, and how do you know that you have done your best today? The best way to know is to just do it. If you are able to do it, and if you got that thing done, then you did your best. That's the only sign to it. There are no parameters to it, there is no trophy, there is no there are no judges who will give you the marks and scorecard. There's nothing like that. From the eyes of existence, you created that pure, that real cause, and that cause has gone into the universe, and it will manifest whatever that is not in your hand. It will come in the form, some form or the other, that is not even your duty or your responsibility to ponder upon. Outcomes are never in our hands, but the only thing that we have is this moment, and the only thing that we are supposed to do as human beings is to make the most of this moment. We cannot take this life for granted. We cannot take this moment for granted, dreaming about some future situation, some destination that does not even exist. A lot of people, they live for the laters. Oh, we'll do this later, we'll catch up later, we'll hang out later, we'll sort this thing later. So what they're trying to do is actually basically delaying life. There's nothing called later. You get it done right now, or you just never do it. And it's like, some people, it's like pushing everything to later, or to not embracing things in the now, right now, and not dealing with them is another kind of an escapism. And maximum people live in that state. Most people want to do something meaningful for themselves, but later, not today, not right now. And I why do I almost and always talk about training? Because it is not, for a lot of people, training or taking care of your body is like a extra curricular kind of an activity. They don't realize, it's some sort of a joke, makes me laugh, that training, what are you training? You're training your body. And do you think your body is something like that you will wear in the wear you will wear today? Because today is you are feeling like wearing a body, and on the rest of the day you'll throw your body away. Body is not some sort of ornament or something. It is with you no matter where you go. And so the thing is, how can you just something that is supposed to take care of this, whatever you call it, vessel, your body, and how can you look at it as if it's some sort of a phase or some sort of a curricular activity? It's like it's a biggest sort of a delusion, you can say, and one needs to ponder upon it. And I feel and the funny thing is, people don't take the actually may the fleeting and temporary matters like that. For example, a lot of people take their jobs in their offices like it's like an eternal kind of a thing. Like it's like uh, it is the most important thing on the planet, and they can burn themselves out, they can kill themselves out physically, mentally, psychologically, but the job feels meant to them because they feel they get their sense of identity from that job, and they also feel accepted in this society by that job and that title and how much they are making and what are they doing. And it's so crazy how uh, the approach that one should have towards their bodies and towards the real things of life, towards this moment and whatever you see around, that has been replaced with the approach that one gives to the temporary thing, which is a job or something else, And I always kind of I always make sure I always say this, that ki I'm not denying that those things are not important. They are very important, but the thing is, they are one of the things you do in your life. They're like a they're like a they're like a speck in this speck of dust in this beautiful uh, what do you call it, journey of life. They are not the main thing. I lost the word actually, what I really want to call it. uh, so anyway, I think it's very important to really realize that the basic, these are the very clear and very obvious and very uh, visible to the eyes and to the senses kind of things, which most of us miss out on. And there's a beautiful kind of a analogy to it, like a metaphor, I don't know what you call it, to it. uh, इंसान की पलकें उसकी आँखों के इतने पास है, सबसे पास आँख के उसकी पलकें होती हैं। वो पूरी दुनिया को देख पाता है, बट कभी अपनी पलकों को नहीं देख पाता। सिमिलरली हमारे हमारे पास ही, हमारे मन में ही सबसे पावरफुल, सबसे बड़ी खुशी, सारी की सारी दुनिया की ग्लोरी हमारे इतने पास है कि हम उसको देख ही नहीं पाते। हम यहाँ वहाँ घूमते रहते हैं इन द सर्च ऑफ दैट थिंग दैट वी आर लुकिंग फॉर इन रिलेशनशिप्स, इन वर्क एंड इन मनी, व्हाटएवर द बिग टाइटल्स एंड नेम। एंड वो जो भी बेसिकली हम कहते हैं हमें ये चाहिए, हम कहते हैं हमें वो चाहिए, हम कहते हैं कि हमें इससे ये खुशी मिलेगी। द ट्रूथ इज़, हम जो भी इंसान सुबह से लेकर रात तक जो भी एक्शन बाहर जाके लेता है, चाहे वो किसी ब्यूटीफुल लड़की को चेज़ कर रहा हो, या फिर चाहे वो एक बड़ी जॉब का को ढूंढ रहा हो, या फिर अगर कोई बंदा ऑलरेडी जॉब में है तो बड़ा बड़ा प्रमोशन ढूंढ रहा हो, या कोई बंदा करियर में आगे बढ़ना चाह रहा हो, फंडामेंटली डीप डाउन एसेंशियली एवरी ह्यूमन बीइंग इज सीकिंग दैट फीलिंग। वो उसको पाने के लिए ऊपर से क्या कर रहा है, दैट इज़ अ डिफरेंट टॉपिक, बट वो चाहता है एक फीलिंग के लिए कर रहा है वो। लाइक अगर वो फीलिंग, मतलब वो फीलिंग के लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है। द ट्रूथ इज़ दैट whatever that feeling is, the feeling of completion, I would say, you will feel whole, that you have arrived back home, you are in your, you are, you want to go, no, you have nowhere to go, and you realize that I am my home, I have nowhere to rush to, I don't want to run like a headless chicken anymore. I can finally get off this treadmill, which just makes me run and leads me nowhere. And that's when you realize that you are always your home, and this sense of completion. So every human being is seeking that completion, that if I do this, I'll feel whole and complete. Right now I'm saying it, they don't even know what they're seeking, what is that feeling, and they don't even know that they feel incomplete, and that is why they're chasing things like that. In fact, a lot of lies and deceit and greed and cheating, and even the crimes, not even the crime, mostly all the crimes, they are based upon this thing, because it is so important to people. They are so ignorant that they stop seeing the significance of life. They fail to see the dignity and integrity of existence and life, because they feel that they lack something and that something has to be snatched or something has to be taken from outside. Only then we'll have that value. Only then we'll feel something of meaning. I don't know. They don't even. I don't even think that they know that. That is why these the stuff that I just mentioned, these feelings, they are called as evil and dark things because fundamentally they are dark things. They are against life. They encourage, they propel discord and disharmony. And when it is exactly opposite to what existence is all about. Life is happening where you are. Your glory and your all the happiness, even your wholeness and your completion is right now. But every morning we are trained to run somewhere, rush somewhere, fighting with people, honking on the road rages and everything. Because fundamentally, most people have missed the point of this beautiful existence, and it is so clear and so logical and so in front of the eyes, but people are blinded. That's why in Hindi they say no, अंधकार का दौर है. Because and that is why waking up to the truth is referred as awakening. Now you need to understand why do they call it awakening? Because if there's awakening, which means prior to awakening, human beings are seen as creatures who were asleep. So awakening from what? From a stupor, from a sleep, which means if one was not sleeping, then how will the awakening come into the picture? The fact it's referred as awakening is clearly says that other human beings are asleep. When we are sleeping in a sleep state, we do not know बाजू में कुछ भी गना हो जाए. We don't know. We are just sleeping. We are like literally almost like dead. And awakening means we are awakened. We are aware. We can access all our senses to its full to its maximum potential, and finally we are ready to move. We can navigate our way. We can see life. We can touch. We can feel. We can experience. Finally, man is ready um, to actually do something in this life in the real sense. Dreaming in the sleep is even if you become the richest, the king of the universe, but in your sleep, in your dream, do you think that amount to anything if when you wake up? So from the eyes of life, everything is like being rich in a dream. So lot of that is why a lot of people, people salute to the people who who appear to be somebody in this society. But the truth is, every human being share the same destiny, a destiny of decline. And not many people follow them when they're in the decline, in their times of loneliness, when they're struggling to let go of that glory that they had witnessed in their whatever their prime, whatever their time. And then they struggle to live their days. Most people get into alcohol, drugs, or die lonely alone, have multiple marriages, or have a lot of physically abuse themselves, and some of them commit crimes as well. I'm talking about the big shots. In a lot of fields there are examples of that. So you need to understand, people who have seen some sort of a glory in this society kind of a world, and when they grow old, the most people have the same view that it feels like a dream because it is not even real fundamentally, because this existence in itself is like a blink of an eye. But the thing is, one needs to really ponder and educate oneself about the truth of life. Everything else is important, to navigate your way in the society. Yes, society is a very beautiful playground. Like I play football. I love football. The rules and the regulation, the foul and everything. Everything is beautiful. But I also know I'm a human being, man. I have my own life and I enjoy the sport. But I know I'm playing a sport. That sport is not my life. I won't be killing people on the ground. Oh my God, this guy has cheated on me, and this guy was not a true teammate, or we have lost the game. Oh my God, I've lost in life. No, it's just a game, man. Do I love football? Yes, I love football. Is football important to me? Yes, it is important to me. Do I want to live without it? No, I don't want to live without it. Why do I need it? Because I feel great while playing it. It helps me be better as a human being, and I can apply all the knowledge and the wisdom in the game, all the skill. I'm getting better at it by playing and by being a part of it. And it's very important to take your time off and to train yourself in different areas so that physically you're equipped to navigate your way better than others in the game. I've given a, I'm connecting football with the society and player with the human beings who are involved in it. So, but if you ask me, is football the main thing I can die for? No, it's not the main thing, man. It's something that I enjoy. It's a sport, man. And life is nothing, the society is nothing but like some sort of a game. And you need to look at it as that way. And a lot of great people have this lightness about them. Like they take everything lightly. And it is not a pretense. It's not some sort of a, it's not, it can't be pretended. This lightness and taking everything with a tinge of humor comes from this understanding, from this awakening. When you see the nature, the true nature of everything, ki, oh my god, this is a joke. Everything is so, it's fleeting, man. And people are reacting as if it's the end of everything. So I feel this divine sense of humor is developed through only faith and everything. I think my camera is shutting, it's heating up. So guys, I'll be wrapping this thing up. It was a quick one, and love you all. Take care. Have a good day wherever you are, and keep shining, keep growing. Love and peace to all. Bye.